Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Seanna here, and today we are talking about the sketchy psychic and signs of an unethical practitioner. This is really important stuff, so you're going to want to stick around. Now, we've already talked about what makes an ethical psychic and a trustworthy practitioner on this channel, so if you want to go check out that video, the link will be in the description. I can put a card somewhere about here, and I'll be sure to include it on the end screen of the video. Now, I didn't put any of the red flags on this list in any particular order because I think all of them are important, but we are going to start with the first one in my notes, and that is when they contact you unprompted, out of the blue, just blowing up your inbox on whatever social media that you're using, or your email or whatever. They often claim that they know something about you. A popular thing that they like to tell unsuspecting people is, oh, you've been cursed, or somebody put a spell on you earlier in your life or in your past, and if you pay me this donation, or you pay a donation to the ancestors, apparently that's a pretty common scheme people have been using lately, from what I've been told, then we can have this, whatever, this curse or this problem or whatever lifted from you. We'll be able to fix your situation and make everything all better, basically. What I find is that most psychics, at least most of the good ones, already have some kind of online presence where they portray everything that they do. Maybe it's a YouTube channel where they have content like this, or it could be an Instagram account where they sometimes go live and do readings or have daily readings. They don't usually spam other people's inboxes with basically advertising. That's not usually what a decent psychic would do. If they have multiple aliases, different names for really no reason. I understand some people, myself included, use a business name. For example, I use Seanna Metaphysical when it comes to this kind of work. That's the name of my YouTube channel. My email address is very similar. It still has that Seanna Rose in it. I make sure that all of my usernames on my social media related to this work all seem to match up, so that it's easier for clients to find me. Now, okay, I'm going to actually tell you guys a story. This is something that I experienced just recently. I kind of figured I was being duped by this lady, but I decided to play along for a little bit anyways to see what I could learn about the situation and see what I could relay back to you guys. She contacted me out of the blue, unprompted, via Instagram. And I'm not going to say who she was or what her display name was, but she had her display name. She had her Instagram page or whatever, her feed, where she had maybe a couple of pictures. And then her email address was a totally different name, completely different. And then she sent me the link to her PayPal. And that went by a different name than her email address and her display name. And it was very strange, definitely gave me weird vibes. And sometimes those kind of people will kind of hide themselves under different layers of, maybe they think of it as different layers of anonymity. It makes it harder to track down who it was actually who ripped you off, what their name was, if they even use their real name at all. Something else that should really set you off is if they are being way too vague, and maybe they don't speak in literal riddles, but maybe what they're saying is just so general that it could apply to anyone, or you feel like maybe they just cracked open a fortune cookie and decided to read that in front of you instead. Or what a lot of them do is give you just enough information that's accurate to get you hooked and to make you think that they're legit. But maybe that's the extent of the actual work they've put in. The rest could just be a scripted spiel that they give to all of their unsuspecting clients. If nothing that they say resonates with you, then maybe they're not getting their information from a good source, or there's a chance they're just making it up, which an ethical psychic would never ever do. Another way in which they can be vague is by not being upfront about their fees and services. Most good practitioners will usually have this somewhere on their social media, or they'll give this information to prospective clients. A list of, here's what I offer, here's how much it costs. They want to make it very easy so that, they can help you and they can maybe have a returning client and they can do their job as best they can. Now, a practitioner who really wouldn't care and would be more likely to do something sketchy or fraudulent won't tell you exactly what it is that they do or how they're going to do it. And it's okay to ask. If you're thinking of booking with a psychic or other type of practitioner, to ask, how do you do this? What is your process? For example, if they just tell you they require money to perform a cleansing ritual, you can ask them, how do you do this ritual? Do I get to see this via video call, or will you be sending me, some kind of proof that you're doing this? If they don't tell you, if they're just trying to dodge your questions regarding that, maybe look for advice from somebody else, not that practitioner. Maybe it's in the same vein as not being too upfront about fees and services, but a lot of these sketchy practitioners will have all kinds of hidden fees that you won't be aware of right off the bat, because they want to sort of ding you with it at the end when you've already, maybe they gave you a reading, maybe they, like I said earlier, they'll give you just enough information to get you hooked. Maybe it was just accurate enough that it was like, okay, whatever, that was a reading, I'll pay for your services. And then they try and come up with a different reason why you owe more money and more money. So definitely look out for that. One of the more obvious red flags is when you've already paid them, but they just keep asking for more. Maybe they'll say, oh, this payment didn't go through, but yet not provide you any proof that it didn't go through, not showing you their PayPal or other virtual wallet balance, or otherwise not giving you the proof that there's an issue. Sometimes they will just be straight up and just ask for more money. Like the psychic that I was talking about earlier, who contacted me totally unprompted, and I decided to go along with her, her game for a little while. She kept asking me for more. She kept calling it donations to her ancestors. And first, she asked for a small payment for like her supplies. I'm like, okay, whatever, sent a small payment. And then she was like, okay, well, I can't go ahead and do the rest of this until you send more, because now the ancestors need a donation for like this cleansing ritual that I'm going to do, or whatever it was that she said she was going to do. That's a little bit weird. A good psychic, like I was saying earlier, will be very upfront with how much things cost and how to pay them. They might work it out with you to pay in installments. Most psychics prefer that you just pay them all at once, but a good one will work with you on this and will be honest about what they charge. No hidden things, no surprise fees like that. One of the biggest red flags, and honestly, I think it's one of the worst and shittiest things that some of these sketchy people will do, is they will pressure you. They'll put pressure on you to act quickly. Well, pay me now so that we can do this right away. We have to do this reading now. We have to do this cleansing ritual now. We have to break this curse now. It's always like now, now, now. The reason a lot of them do this is because the sooner you comply with them, the sooner they can take your money and take off. A lot of them will also try to scare you or guilt you into receiving their, quote, help. Because it's not actually helping, they're just duping you. But they might try and scare you and say, like, you have to do this now, or else this curse is going to get worse for you, or your situation will get worse, or else it'll be too late and we'll never be able to undo, whatever it is that you're going through, or you'll never be able to have what it is that you want in life. They will try and come up with all different manner of ways to pull on your emotional strings. An ethical psychic will not do that, will not emotionally manipulate the client, and will not push their own personal beliefs or views on the client and pass it off as advice, whereas some of these more sketchy or fraudulent people, or maybe I should say these more unethical people, they might do that. An ethical psychic knows better. Now we've reached the part of the video where we ask, okay, we know this, so what should we do? And the first thing I'm going to say is ignore and block. That's one of the easiest things you can do. Keep in mind that these types of people will often have multiple accounts or will remake multiple accounts in an effort to try and reach you again and again. And if that's the case, just keep ignoring, keep blocking, keep reporting them to whatever social media. Don't feel bad about it. These people know what they're doing and they know that what they're doing is wrong. Make sure that you've done your research. Make sure that you know they're trustworthy. Make sure that you've been to their website or seen their social media or see some kind of record of their online presence. It's sometimes helpful to look online for testimonials from past clients or reviews or comments left on videos and other types of content that these practitioners create. So until you know for sure that you can trust them, basically, don't give anyone your money. If you have given them your money, this is a little bit more difficult. I'm just going to say that's rough and it sucks and I'm sorry. You can try to follow up with the appropriate authorities, depending on the website. There's usually some kind of resolution center. I know PayPal has disputes you can claim if you feel like you were defrauded or feel like something went wrong in that department. Maybe you're able to follow up with like local authorities. Maybe this was a local business, a local practitioner who did that to you. I can't guarantee that it will always work though. I can't guarantee that you're going to get back what you lost. And I can't guarantee that the person in question is going to get caught or reprimanded. Usually, somewhere down the line they do. But I did just want to mention that it is often really difficult to get your money back after something like that happens. So just please be aware. The next thing you can do is to warn other people, if you feel so inclined, of course. If you know that a friend or somebody that you know is looking for a psychic reading and you know that there is somebody particularly sketchy out there, it would probably be worthwhile to say, hey, don't go through such and such person because of, following reasons. I hope this video was helpful. I just wanted to make sure that I could help you and other people to keep yourselves out of this kind of trouble, out of these kinds of situations. Now that you know what to look for red flags, you might have an easier time discerning which psychic is best for you. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to Seanna Rose Metaphysical, and I'll see you next time.